Good morning, everyone. This is Larry from Professional Photographers of Idaho. Welcome to Friday Live. Today's February 25th. We've got a pretty good topic today. Make do with what you got. But I want to dive into a couple things first. So number one is, and I'm sorry the light is so low in here because I have a window on one side and I have a little light on the other. And the sun is now at a point where it wasn't before, so it's a little dark, and my autofocus is still searching, and I apologize for that too, but we're going to get through this. So let's go with the kind of the announcements I have to make. One is Bob Ryder, get well soon. I was happy to go see Bob last Wednesday. He talked about his recovery, he talked about his surgery, and his plans going forward. He's got a good plan going forward, but Bob he has a tough road ahead of him, and he knows that. His wife was there, and we had a good visit for a half hour, 45 minutes or so. So, Bob, get well, buddy. Miss you standing here next to me or sitting. I'm actually standing now in my little bedroom, or studio, excuse me, and wish you were here with me. So, number two, March is a busy month for everybody. So we got convention coming up, and you know that. But more importantly, we have the image critique coming right up. And I believe that the deadline on that is March 7th. It's pretty important if you want to have your best chance at scoring at districts to take advantage of this. Now, these people will be judging your pictures. And I don't have the judge's name in front of me today. Wish I did. I kind of got a weird deal going on here with my monitors and stuff. I can't pull that stuff up and take a look at it, so I'm sorry I don't remember their names. I think Dennis is one of them. But we need to, you need to get your shots in for critique, which will give you an added, I wouldn't say advantage, but it will help you score higher at competition for PPI in April. So again, I believe March 7th is the deadline on that. It's on the website. If you go out there and go to events, it's called Digital Critiques. Go down there and you can enter your pictures, up to 4 pictures. And here's what's the beauty about this. If you go to competition, you just get a picture. They just give you a score, 80, 79, 85, whatever it is. And unless you pay extra for it, they don't give you a critique on that picture. And that's only if they offer that service. The digital critiques are offered. It's on Zoom, you get a video, you can go back and watch it, you can, I see what they're talking about there, and you can fix it before competition shows up or whatever. So you might want to check this out. It's going to be awesome, and these people are donating a lot of their time. Proceeds to this go to PPI. These people are donating their time to make this happen and to help you out, and so I really hope that you take advantage of it. Next thing we got coming up, of course, is convention itself. Again, Lindsay Adler, those seats are filling up. And I don't mean to make it sound like, it's like full, but they are going pretty steady rate. There's 100 seats available. So make sure you get your name in there. If 100 seats fills up real fast, we'll try to add more. But I don't know how successful we'll be with that. As I said before, we've already got the event center planned, and we're not running enough space to do much more than that. So 100 seats for her, maybe a few more if we can squeeze them in. I'm sure there'll be sitting on top of heaters or something. No, I'm just kidding. We'll find a chair or something. But the 100 seats for sure are probably going to be full. So once more, Lindsay Adler, that's on the 6th. And then the 7th through the 9th, 10th is our convention itself, and a lot of good stuff there. Again, all of this information is on the website. You guys should all be getting some postcards in the mail here pretty soon, I imagine early next week, and with a lot more information on it. All right, let's get to the make do with what you got. So I have a couple of images here that I want to show you. See if I can do this. So this is the lovely Jennifer Raylin, and I shot this image in Chicago, I think it was, with one light. So this is a one light image, but I happen to have a 6.5-foot umbrella, and it was also a 600 watt second light. It was a Einstein. And of course, it doesn't hurt that the model knows how to pose and all that stuff. I had a great backdrop to work with, et cetera, et cetera. And this shot came out pretty well with one light. Now, it's not, you could do a lot better with a rim light, I get all that, but this is about making do with what you got. And what I had at the time was one light. And I also had the umbrella, which is a huge, and it had one of those diffusion fabrics over the front of it. So this was a huge, huge, huge window light type of light that came down. One light, an umbrella packs down really small. You guys know they're about that big around, you know, and then however long this thing's about, probably 3 feet across. And at the end of the day, it unfolds to like 6.5 feet or something. And then there was a cover on top of that. The light actually sat inside and pointed to the back of the umbrella, and then out it came. So great shot, great deal, but I didn't have any more. I didn't have a hair light for her. I didn't have backdrop light for her. I had one light, which was everything. Key light, backdrop light, the works. So you can tell that in this, and I can't show you, but her right hand at the very end of, you know, her finger is lit at the end, but it's pretty darn dark out there. Same with the backside of her legs and the backside of her torso, and then obviously she's got dark brown hair, so that kind of did that in. Now here's the deal. So why did I show you this? This is a fairly good image. You know, could be a lot better. I don't think it's entirely as sharp as I want it to be. But the reason I'm showing you that is that that's what I had. I had a light, which happened to be an Einstein at the time. I had an umbrella. So a lot of people, the reason why I came up with this topic is a lot of people will say, God, I want to shoot just like that. I want that light. And what did you use? I need to go buy this, I need to go buy that, and whatever. And I am telling you guys that you don't need to go buy a lot of stuff. Now, if you want diffused light like that, you know, a window does really, really well. And you can hang a sheet over the window to make that diffused light, which is probably what I should do with mine over here. But I did there, I used what I had. So number two is the same thing. So a couple of years ago, I was out, and this is in the desert, and had a shoot going on, and I had a light also with this, one light, but I also had the sun. So, believe it or not, I shot this thing with a 200 watt second 8200 there was a diffuser on it. We call it I think they call it the mag sphere, and the diffuser is got a magnet on it, just goes right onto the mod system ring that you put on your flash, so you can just take it on and put it off like that. Okay, so what's my point on that? Well, I'm in bright sunlight, and you would think, and I knew it was bright sunlight, and you would think that a guy like me would take out, you know, maybe some high-powered light for bright sunlight. No, I shot that with this AD200. So this is a 200 watt second light. This one happens to be from Molite. You can get them from Adorama or whatever. This is a Godok's product. You know, that was on full power. The light was approximately 5 to 6 feet away, and I had this dumb mag sphere thing on top of it, which greatly reduced the output of this because it instantly kind of scatters the light all over the place. So we'll take a look at that again, and you can tell that it was vastly underpowered. I mean, I could have used another stop of light on these two young ladies, but this is not a. I did not clone the stand out. So the stand is a good 5 feet away from them, or maybe 6. And this little flash here that I'm, you know, holding up was giving it all she got, and it was enough. So, so for those of you that think you don't have enough in your bag, or you need a different camera, or you need another lens, or etc., as Bob and I have talked many times, those are tools to use. So it's not something that you have, gosh, to make this picture, I need to go get one of these, and then I need to put it 10 feet away, and then I need to have a mag sphere on the end of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I probably could have done better without that mag sphere, but the thing is, I wanted wanted to make my light source a bit bigger. I had two ladies there, and to be quite honest, I probably should have used a strip box, but I didn't have one with me. So again, yeah, you make do with what you have, right? So there are some life choices, you can make. You can go out and get a bunch of gear. I'm really sorry about this video, searching all the time. And you can buy a bunch of stuff, and you can try. We've talked about emulation before, and emulation is a great way to work. So if and you should be doing it if you want to improve your craft. Think about this: every time you make a shoot, or every time you go to shoot, or every time you shoot something, that's an emulation, because you're learning, right? You're learning that as you pose a family, you've got somebody in a red sweater and somebody in a green sweater, and I'm talking fire engine red and lime green. You're going to come home. You're going to shoot that, and then you're going to come back and go, this sucks. And yeah, it sucks. And the reason it sucks is because you didn't tell your models or your couple earlier, you didn't advise them about clothing, or you didn't advise them about what you were going to do or what your procedures were. And so they're either like bright red and lime green, or they're out doing something that shouldn't. But this is a paying client, so you've got to come through with some images for them. So it's all about preparation on that type of thing. What happens if you're traveling? Again, I'll go back to the Chicago thing. I did not know I was going to shoot Jennifer out there. I happen to have I have a Pelican 1510 that'll fit in the overhead on an airplane. So I had that umbrella as my second thing, and I have my Einstein and the light stand inside that 1510. And I got there, and Jennifer she was in another room, and I said, hey, let's make a picture. And she goes, sure, let's do that. So we did. That wasn't pre-planned as far as me shooting her, but what was pre-planned was I knew I was going with one light and an umbrella. So sometimes you got to do to use what you have. You can't just go out and get a beauty dish, and first of all, traveling with a beauty dish is a nightmare, a real one. If you travel with the fold-up ones, they don't act the same as the real ones, et cetera, et cetera. So my point is, I got there, it was looking at her, I'm like, hey, I want to take a picture, fine, let's do it. And I'm like, well, I got this thing, and I don't have any hair lights, I don't have anything. And she's trained in ballet a little bit, and she just starts posing. And now the Einstein performed incredibly well. I had a Vagabond that I hooked it onto. It performed incredibly well, and by incredibly well, I mean it cycled, like boom, boom, boom. I was taking pictures, a whole bunch of them in a short period of time. The unfortunate thing is with the Einsteins and all that, it's all heavy and stuff, and it's been replaced by stuff that's got batteries in it now inside the flash. And you could do the same thing now with your Godox 600 or Godox 400 or even a 300. So there's a lot of room there now with the new equipment to maybe carry more equipment with you rather than lug around a bunch of old stuff that you've got. The shoot that we did out in the desert, I didn't take a high-powered light. I had two of these AD200s with me. I used one. That was it. And it was because, there was a mass of models out there. I would say about 8 to 10. Wanted to get shots in for everybody, and we did. So what does that mean? Well, that means fast, light, and furious, right? So they make a bracket for this thing that will hold two of them side by side. I have one of those. I didn't take it. Why? I don't know. The only thing I had with me was a short light stand. I mean, I have much taller ones. And if you saw in that picture, I'll go back to it. If you saw in that picture, you know, I'm kind of shooting up their nose. I'm shooting uphill. Get my mouse to work here. Okay, maybe I won't. Hello. Anyway, I was shooting, so on that picture, I was actually shooting uphill. So I would have definitely, my light stands, my small light stands, they only go to 6 foot, and that's not very high, really. So I should have had that thing up to about 7 foot at least, and you know, and it's pointed this way and pointed down. And on top of that, I wanted a little bit bigger light source so I could try and cover both women, and so I put it on there. And it took everything that this thing had to get that shot. The news there is that those 2 young women were both 16, I believe it was. Their mom was there, so was their dad at our insistence, and they had brought a whole change of clothes for those girls, and they had the changing tent and the whole business. Actually, they had several outfits each. And again, there was probably about 5 to 7 to 8 photographers and probably 10 to 15 models, and we were shooting as fast as we could. So for me to go back to the truck and get more gear and stuff at that point in time wasn't practical. So I just did what I had to do, you know, to get that shot. So these are all gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. I am still on the OBS software. I haven't had a very busy week this week and couldn't get to the Canon software to eliminate the 30-minute time limit. We certainly hope that Bob gets better. Kim Minter, who is another one of our board members, she has a bad elbow, had it for a while, decided to go have it fixed, I think it was yesterday, and is pretty much in some pain right now too, so wishing her a speedy recovery. Couple of dates again, that image critique, guys, that's important. Oh, I almost forgot. We did have to cancel the photo walk. So Mike Collins wasn't comfortable, or you know, we hadn't really advertised other than on the website, et cetera, et cetera. And Bob and Mike were going to do that originally. Bob can't obviously make it. So Mike Collins just wanted to cancel it, so we did that. So that's all gone. Dave, if you're listening out there, your refund's on its way back to you via check. Should be in Star, I think tomorrow tomorrow or Monday. So shouldn't be a problem on that. So we apologize for having to cancel the photo walk, but rest assured I'm sure that those 2 guys will schedule that again. Bob has a recovery plan. He will be home next Friday. But if you want to message him or text him, feel free. I know he'd be glad to hear from all of you guys. And Kim, I hope you slept last night and get well soon. That elbow, I know that's gotta hurt. And it's her right elbow and she's right-handed. So there you have that. Okay, guys, I think my mouse like left me here. I can't, let me see if I can, there it is. Okay, good. Because I don't know how I'm going to stop this. I have to walk over there. So I hope you kind of enjoyed the short program today. I tried to put some music in and some slides in today. None of that stuff is automated, so yet. Next week, as this gets better and better, I have this stupid black background behind me. I hope to get that rectified. I'm going to turn that autofocus off on the camera. And I'm going to try and get the monitor a little closer to the camera so I'm not looking over here and not over here to you guys. And this will get better as time goes on. And of course, Bob will be back. He is going to go on a limited work schedule when he gets back, because it's going to be good for him to get up and move around. But I don't think it's going to include the Friday Lives for at least next week and possibly the week after. So you're going to put up with me, but I will have more content next time. And a lot of people are asking me, hey, how did you, so I think I mentioned last time that I started experimenting with OBS Thursday, which is true, last Thursday, for last Friday's live. And I was on the air, and I'm still learning. Obviously, the color here sucks, and or at least I think it does. My monitors might be whack, so who knows? But I'm still learning. So today I played with color temperature on the camera. I played color temperature on my light. I have my nice window light. That's gone. I know better now. Put a sheet over it. Open the blinds back up, and on and on and on. But a lot of people said, "Hey, that was quick, man. You turned that around in literally 24 hours and got something on the air. How'd you do it?" Well, this wasn't an accident. I do have quite a bit of equipment that I have accumulated, including the camera and the lens, because I wanted to get into video, and that all stems from our fall retreat last year. And video marketing is going to be where it's at. It is now. I'm behind the 8 ball. So all of this stuff I've been planning for. It's not something that I just picked up and said, "Oh, let's do this tomorrow." So I do have, if you go this route, the camera I got is awesome, except for the 30-minute limit, and you can get around that. Tether Tools makes some great equipment. Mainly I use their cables and their clamps, and then Small Rig. Man, if you don't have a cage around your camera, and you finally put one on there, you know exactly why they put cages around cameras. And every one of you guys probably have a camera that does video, and Small Rig has a cage that fits every camera. So what can you do with that? Well, when I hang stuff, if you saw this rig, for example, my cable that goes between the HDMI and the camera is fairly long, because at some point in time I won't be in this tiny room. I'll have the camera back where it's supposed to be. I'll have a longer lens, yada, yada, yada. So, and it's going to be away from the computer that I'm working on usually, because it's going to be a laptop probably. So I need, 25 feet of cable out there, or 20 feet anyway. And I think that's what I have there with the Tether Tool cable, is 20 feet. But how do you keep that from pulling out of the camera? The clamps on Small Rig. So you put the cable through the clamp, and you put the cable in the pin of the camera. And then even if you trip on that, chances are really good you're not going to jerk the cable against the pin in the camera. You'll jerk the cable against the clip on the camera, the Small Rig clip, and you won't, two things, you won't disconnect and you won't tear your cable up. So audio is another thing that I'm not new at, but have limited capabilities because of the equipment I have. However, I do have a lav mic and a receiver. They're not digital. This is analog. So that audio might sound a bit different to the people that use digital, and I'm working to get some digital equipment, but just not there yet. So short answer on that is it didn't really happen in 24 hours. I was fully aware of the program I wanted to use, OBS. I was fully aware of the camera. I got me a video light already. Actually, I have 2 of them, but I'm using them for stills. But hey, their video lights is what they're made for. So all this stuff kind of came together, and then it kind of came together in a hurry because I had to. So I'm happy to be doing it, and I'm glad I can, and continue on our Friday Live. So we are in this about 25 minutes, and I apologize if you guys are chatting. I can't see the YouTube chat, so we're going to have to fix that at some point in time. Not today. Hope you guys have a good day today, and I hope you have a good weekend, and we will see you next week, same time, same channel, and have a good weekend.